Okay, so we are live now. So good
Oh,
afternoon here from the UK and a very good morning from the US. So today I have a very special guest from the US, Saji, and for a change, she's someone who is a retiree and a former nurse, now retired in the
yes,
US. US. So welcome Saji to my page. So, for those who don't know me, let me introduce myself. I'm
yes.
Dr. Saji Jacob. I am a general practitioner here in the UK. I live with my husband, who's a chef, and my teenage daughter. And now over to you, Saji, to introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good morning from USA and good evening to you, UK and all others who are watching us from all over the place or going to watch in replay. I invite you all. My name is Saji from USA, Texas. I am basically from India and I lived in Mumbai most of my life and I worked for most various corporate hospitals and then I came to USA in 2016. Now I am settled here. So now I am a retired grandmother. So that is when I was looking for an online job.
Excellent,
And
excellent.
yeah,
Yeah, go on, Saji. You wanted to say something?
no, should I go to the
Yeah,
question
no, no.
or?
So yeah. No. So
Yeah,
that's absolutely fine. So, what inspired me when I saw you, actually, I saw you on live on, other people's pages, and I was like, wow, it really, really inspired me. I have, people around my age. I'm in my 40s now, and, they, they are so scared to enter into anything online or anything like the digital marketing space and all. And when I saw you, I was like, and you were introducing yourself as a retired nurse and a grandma, really. So, and it really, really inspired me to see someone like that to actually venture into the online space. So if you could tell me, tell the audience really briefly, like why would a retiree like yourself, a grandmother, really want to do this online business?
yes, because as I told you, I'm a nurse. I worked in Mumbai for many years. I went through a lot of struggles. I know how it is to work and to manage the household things. And after retirement, I didn't had any retirement funds. And then so I thought after coming here, I will work. But then when I saw here, the commuting is very difficult for me for my age. Like I used to drive in Mumbai up to Pune, I used to drive, but here I am scared because of the heavy traffic and all. So I was looking for a work from home job, and that is when I came across this job. So it is comfortable for me. I don't have to be scared of driving. Sorry, scared of driving or anything. I can sit at home. I can manage my household things and also do the business and earn, because this business has got no age limit, no education qualification or anything. So that's why I just took a leap of faith. I did all the research whether it is legitimate or what, and then only I took the step forward so that I can earn some money and so that I can be financially independent. That's why I embrace this online business.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And it just goes to show, like sometimes, when we are working, especially people in the medical profession, and when I started
Yes.
working also, all I wanted to do was to work as a doctor because working as a doctor and a nurse, I'm sure you can relate to this, like it gives us a sense of purpose, isn't it? And it's
Yes.
really, really,
Yes.
you're returning back to your community and things like that, and it's amazing. And and of course, I'm still working. I run the business on the side. I still work as a general practitioner. I see patients. I do management shifts. And but it's that sense of purpose, and the satisfaction that you get from the job is something, unless you've done it, you will never, it's a different experience completely. But the thing is, while we are working, like even in my 20s and 30s, the only thing I was like, okay, you need to work, you need to have a little bit of savings, you need to put it in a pension, and the pension will sort you
Yes.
out. And but then only I saw, actually,
Yes.
for me, my story began because just before COVID, I had a colleague, a retired colleague, who came. He's in his 70s, so he came back into the workplace to get his letters. And that felt a bit strange for me. Why is he coming to the surgery? Like, we call a clinic, what you'd call a clinic, we call it surgery here in the UK. So why is he coming to the surgery 70 plus
Yeah.
years to get some letters?
Okay.
And I was a bit shocked. So I was talking to my manager. Oh, yeah, yeah. He's single. He never got married or anything like that. So, no, no, he's coming to get his benefits letters. I'm like, what? Benefit letters? And this man, mind you, he's worked for 40, 45 years. Yeah, he's worked for 45 years, and in the NHS also at least for 20
Yes.
plus years. And we
Yeah.
have we are supposed to have one of the best pension schemes, and he's living in benefits. And that
Mm-hmm.
completely shocked me. And I was like, if he is living in benefits, and that too,
Yeah.
we don't question anything like that. For me, I thought putting in money into my NHS pension is good. And once I'm retired, like, I
Yes.
think I can retire at 68. Imagine, at 68. Now I feel like laughing when I think about retiring at 68, working that long. And he was not
Mm.
able, and he's living on benefits. Now people will argue, like, maybe he didn't sort
Yes.
out his finances, he didn't do enough saving. But that's when I started doing my research, and I realized that there's no point saving, because the thing with inflation, your money loses value.
Yes.
So you have to invest in things.
Yes.
And the other thing is, then what happened is COVID hit. And COVID hit, and I saw colleagues who become unwell. I've had some family friends who died. I also, one of my business partners who joined me recently, she's an Ayurvedic doctor. Her husband died in during COVID. Like she said, Susie, one day, and she feels so guilty. She was in depression for a year because she was in her clinic. She caught COVID. Obviously, she brought it back home. She was all right
Mm.
in a week, but her husband caught it,
Mm.
and he was having some breathing
Mm.
difficulties. And one day in the morning, she woke up, her husband's dead. And the thing you'd realize is, like, at that point you'd think, and it was a big drop in her income, isn't it? Two people working to one person, a big drop in the income. And then you realize, like, if
Yes.
something, a health issue happens, what do you do? So can you rely, do you think you'll be
Yes.
able to till you're 68? These are the sort of questions you'd actually
No.
ask. Are you able to work this long? No, you can't. So yeah, so
Yeah.
people don't realize that, they need to think, and they give their life to certain professions, but don't think about their family, or don't think about their future. Because at the end of the day, what I've
Yes.
understood is, like, we are always replaceable. you know we are replaceable, but
Yes.
from work. But we are never replaceable when it comes to, when it comes to our family. Because I can't be replaced as a wife for my husband, I can't be replaced as
Yes.
a mother for my daughter, but obviously they can always get another general practitioner,
Yes.
isn't it?
That is
So that
for
that
30
that is the
years,
reality of
more than,
things, isn't it?
yes, yes. That's what I worked more than 30 years in Mumbai, but retirement funds zero. There is no retirement, and I worked for all major corporate hospitals. Can you imagine that? So
Yeah,
that's why always it is better to have a part B income.
yeah,
Even you
absolutely.
can
And
do
the
this.
thing is,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure you can relate to the story which I told about my ex-colleague.
Yes.
Like, he
Yes.
retired,
Yes.
and
Yes.
he must
Yes.
have then
Right.
realized when the pension came in, actually, I can't live with this. or whatever.
See, look,
I can't live with
then
it.
it is too late. Then it is
It's too
too
late.
late to earn.
Go
Yeah,
for work.
that is
But
what.
of course, it's not too
Yes,
late for our business, because in our business, there are people who
yes.
are nearly 80s doing the business. And that's the beauty of
That's
our
what I.
business.
We are the example of it. You are a doctor. I am a nurse. You are young, and I am old.
You're not
So
that
this
old, but
proves that our business is for everybody.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
what I was so admired when I saw your actual, interview with in somewhere else, and um, it, it really, really inspired you, because the thing is, what people don't generally like is change. People don't like change. It doesn't have
Yes.
a young child doesn't like change. I don't like change. You don't like change. So there requires a certain mindset, isn't it? So and
Yes.
especially when you want to venture into the online space, it requires a certain kind of mindset. And as a person who is retired, what sort of things did you have to do from a mindset perspective to then do this sort of venture?
Yes. That is by approaching, means if you have an open mind, or if you have a adaptability skills, then you can have a change. You can embrace the change in your life, like any tough situation or anything. And also, if you have a goal, okay, I want to achieve this, and then you will have a positive mind. Instead of that, if you think, oh, this I cannot do, if somebody tells, or if any failure come in our business, if you take it personally, you cannot grow. So that's why we should have a positive mindset, and we should have a adaptability, like whatever come across, you must get over it, like resilient. You should be
Yeah,
resilient to take over the situation, and
mm,
make a change in your life for our improvement in our growth, so that we can fulfill our dreams. Everyone has dreams to live a good life, to have a financial freedom, to have time freedom. Especially nowadays, there is no time for the families to spend along with their family, because every time husband and wife working to meet the needs of the children, or to meet the needs of the family. So there is no personal life or no enjoyment, because all the time going for work. If mother is doing night, husband will be doing daytime. They both cannot have a together life. So such a time we are living. There is no time for human, relationship. You can't even go to your relative's house. You don't have time. For such people, this business is excellent. That is why we are trying to adopt something new, so that we can improve our life. We can
absolutely.
grow in our life. We can succeed our goals.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
reason we encourage all the people to take over this business. That's why. So if even if you are working, you can do the part bit job. Only thing, you should have the flexibility, in for any situation. We should not be rigid. Oh, I can do only this, I will do only this way. No, you should be flexible. You should be able to take the action in a right way. Then you will grow in your life. That's what I can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you completely. Like, and people think, sometimes people come and ask, oh, what if I don't succeed? What if I fail and things like that? And to be fair, like life, anything in life, there is going to be ups and downs. You just speak to one business owner
Yes,
and ask, oh, every time it's always success, you've never had failure, you've never had no's, that then
never.
they are just joking, they're just telling you lies, because even in
Yes,
business there's
yes, that's
ups and
true.
downs, but
Yes,
how I take it is, like when you have a job, like when I go into my job, there's ups and downs even in my job. You have a bad day even at work. So if you have a
Yes,
bad day at
yes,
work,
yes,
why do you expect you won't have a bad time? Like most businesses, especially bricks and mortar businesses, most people make a business plan with expecting no return of their investment for 7 years, while the online space
yes,
has
that's
made
true.
it completely different. For me now,
Yes,
I've been in this particular, I've done other businesses, but in this particular business I've been there now for 18 months, and I have earned above and beyond my investment. I have earned even double of what I earn as a GP, really. So, and but I'm not saying that you will earn within 18 months. Some people earn even within 3 months. So we don't know, everyone's journey is
yes,
different.
that's
But there is going to be ups and
yes,
downs. When I actually started this business, when I was trying out certain things, like some things didn't work at all, but that's where you have to be resilient. Okay, this doesn't work, let's try something
yes,
else. And you have to be like that. You'll have
yes,
to have
that's
that
true.
mindset of trying. It's like, when
Yes,
like you might understand as a nurse, like I remember when I was first trying to learn how to cannulate a patient. And you sometimes you
that's what.
you have to learn, try several times, and sometimes a patient will also scold because you're not able to get and
Yes, yes, yes.
then there's it's a different skill to do for
Mm.
babies. I remember when I was doing pediatrics, like for my GP
Yes,
training, we had to do pediatrics, and they expected us to do cannulas on babies, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't see their vein. And I'm like, poor things, and the moms and dads, when you're trying to
I know
they're like looking at you. I'm
what
like,
they
oh
don't
my
like.
god, don't scold me. And that's it. You're doing the same thing. So by the end of 3 months, I was good at finding veins
Yeah,
in a baby, a newborn baby. But it took me 3-4 months to get there.
yeah, that's what.
It's the
Everything is
same
like that.
thing. It's the same thing. It's
Yeah, in life,
exactly the
everything
same.
is like that.
Everything is like that, and
Yes,
I was
yes.
like,
When
oh,
I
cannula.
was working,
But when I went to pediatrics, I was like, oh my god, cannula is not fine. You can't find it. I can't find the vein. So it's like that, and
when
business is like
you
that, isn't it?
yeah, when you say
Absolutely.
about the pediatric, something coming my memory. I was in one of the very top corporate hospital in Mumbai, and I was suddenly put in a PICU. You know what is PICU? You know
Yeah.
how
Pediatric
difficult it
intensive.
is,
Yeah.
and I am zero at knowledge of PICU. I never worked in PICU, but they all compelled me because that in charge doctor, she was very strict, so
Mm,
nobody want to work under her.
yeah.
But then I was put there. I learned by God's grace. I did so many good things which my senior, who was before me, couldn't do. You know, so that is what adaptability and being
Absolutely.
resilient. So
Absolutely.
we should not leave. If I would have left that job that time, oh, I cannot do this. I will go and join somewhere else. Then I wouldn't have learned so many new things. So that
Absolutely.
is what,
Absolutely.
yeah, it is, as doctor said, when I also joined newly in nursing to put
It
the
was, it was,
cannula.
you were sometimes shaking, weren't you? I don't know about you. I've been a doctor for
And
20 years now, but when I
yes,
first
yes,
first went, my first after passing medical school, and then you go and you for do your first nights. Oh
I
my God,
know.
it was terrible. Now when I think
I
about it,
did nursing. I did nursing
uh,
training in medical college, so I know how all the medical doctors who come, surgeons, how they learn.
so it was
It is
terrible. But
really
that's how we all start somewhere, and that's the same thing when it comes to business, isn't it? Now, with regards
yes,
to our training, like when people look at me, I'm a lot younger than you, and they might say, "Oh, you are young," like you are
yes,
young, you might be tech savvy, for you can absorb things, you're intelligent, or whatever reasons people give. I think they are just
yes.
excuses and reasons. So
That's right.
how does our platform, how do you think, a person who is a retiree, how do you think our platform has supported you in building this business?
Yes, it is our training site is beginner friendly. Like, even if you don't have any technological knowledge, it will hold your hand and teach you, like a father holds the child's hand and make him walk. It is that way. It is so simple. That way I am putting this training site, because I never had a Facebook or social media, nothing. I don't know anything, zero. I was zero when I joined this business, but now I learned everything only through the training. We have to just follow the training minutely without skipping any step. If you go follow it, then you will be successful. So the training site is wonderfully designed. I appreciate our leaders, whoever has created that training site in such a way, step by step, what you should do, next what you should do, how to go about it. Everything is taught in that, with small video clips which you can watch and learn. Very experienced people have made this training site, so there is nothing to worry about it. Even if you don't know anything, you will be able to learn through the training site. And also, if you say, if at all you stuck in the training site, if you need a help, you have a coach, your mentor, or even we have a big community. It's a global community. Anybody you can ask question, you will get a come across the answer. But our training site 100% is enough for us to run the business. That's how
Absolutely.
I managed it at this age. If I can manage, I think anybody can manage.
Yeah. So you're a testament. You're a testament. You were saying you didn't
Yes,
have a Facebook page. Now you're telling me you
nothing.
advertise in Google and YouTube. You've done all of that.
Yes,
As a retiree, you've
yes,
done all of that. And that's because of our step-by-step training and the small video-based training. It's not like a 1 hour thing where you can't, you lose your concentration. It's all bite-sized training.
yes,
And of course, we have this wonderful community that's over 180,000 people there to just help and hold hands. Then, of course, you have a
yes,
direct mentor and a coach. And this is like a lifetime access without a membership fee. So, that is like out of this world with weekly masterminds, updates, and everything like that. Anything and
yes,
everything for you to be successful
yes,
is there in our platform. And as Saji
yes,
said, someone in their retirement age, a grandmother can do it. Person who's 18, people will, yeah, they're young, and they can do it. And people like middle age like myself also, we can also do it because of this. And it doesn't matter if you've done like 20 years like myself, something completely different, you are still able to do it because our
yes,
training is first class. It's really really good. And
yes.
of course it all comes to mindset, isn't it?
That's right.
And I like to say about another, I like to tell about stories. So today when we were talking about people being adaptable to change and things like that during COVID, one of the things I do in the community is I am one of like a specialist for diabetes, in with special interest, you can say, in diabetes in the community. So one of the things I do is I initiate insulin and all in the community. So I remember during COVID where I had to there was a lady who needed his sugar levels were out of control and needed insulin basically. And I was wondering, someone needed to show her how to do the injections, isn't it? It's well and good for me telling all that. So I was telling, yeah, let me
Yeah,
get in, maybe I can get you in
sure.
towards the end of my surgery. And it was that time when we were having limited face-to-face contact. So but I had to still show this lady, so I said, let me. Then you know what she told me? Doctor, is there a, and she's 89, mind you, she's 89. She said, doctor, do you have a YouTube video on how to do this injection? I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. I said, you want a YouTube video? Yeah, yeah, you can
We'll
just,
see.
she said, you can just text the link to me. And I'm like shocked. I'm like, oh my God, she will put me to
Very
shame
good.
here. Can you text me the link so I can watch the video? And if I have any questions I can come back to you, but if you don't want, I don't want to come. And she didn't want to come in because during COVID they were all, she's 89, she didn't want to come, and she, because I
Yeah.
still see people
Yes.
didn't want to get COVID. So, and then it's like I said, uh, I'm really amazed. I told her, I said, I really appreciate you, and I'm really amazed. There's not lots of people. I have 60-year-old and 50-year-olds who don't want to do any online consultation, nothing. They are so resistant. I said, but you have adapted to this change
Yes.
so readily.
Yes.
You know what she told me? And this is why you have to have a very big why to do anything. And you know what she told me? She said, my children are in Australia.
Yes. That is
My
what.
grandchildren are in Australia. I haven't seen them for over a year.
Mm.
If and I have to do FaceTime,
Oh,
Zoom, and she said I do Zoom. 89-year-old, she does Zoom, she does FaceTime, and all that. And she was like saying, if I hadn't learned that, I wouldn't be able to see my babies. And for her, that was her biggest why.
that's
That's it. And I was
yes.
like, you can have something like that. So
Yes.
there's no age to anything. I have done online consultations for a
Yes.
92-year-old, 92-year-old. I've done, like, I do online consultations also. So 92-year-old. And again, I told the lady the same thing. She's like, we have to move with the times. So there are people at 90 and
Mm.
92 doing, all these sort of things, know how to go to the app
Yes.
and book a consultation and
Yes.
things like that. It completely amazes me all the time. So if an 89-year-old had a big why, and her
Mm.
biggest why was, I can't see my babies if I don't learn how to do the Zoom. you know I
Yeah.
can't see my babies,
That is
and
the
her,
world we are living.
and I applauded her for that. And that's
That's
the,
the world we are living now. Digital world.
absolutely, my mom and
We,
dad, they know everything. Like my mom and dad, because the children are all abroad, grandchildren are abroad. So same thing with my parents. My mom's a Sunday school teacher, and during COVID, she wanted to teach the students, and she learned how to do Google Meet. She knew Zoom already, but the church was not using that. The church wanted to. I was like, how do you do? I'm asking her, how do you do Google Meet? Because now I do everything. I do Teams, Google Meet, Zoom, everything. Because in all my workplaces, they do different. But I had to ask my mother. I was like, oh, I said, how do you schedule the meeting? She's like, oh, yeah, if you know how to do Zoom, it's fine. So there's no, and I'm talking about my dad's 75, he turned 75
that
this year,
is
and he
the
knows everything. He knows everything. And I joined Facebook and WhatsApp group because they both joined. And I was like, if my parents are in that, I don't want to be left behind. And what I'm trying to say is, I was the person who was not very social media savvy, didn't want to show my face in public, didn't have
yes.
a
Introvert.
WhatsApp till my parents
Yes.
had WhatsApp. I was that bad. And I changed because, I was like, my
So that
parents are
is
like
what.
that. So I can't be left behind, really. So there's no age to learn things.
Yes. Yes.
There's no age at all to learn things. If you have a big enough
Yes.
why, if you
Yeah.
really care
People are.
about your, if you really
Yes.
care about your family, if you value life, you will do something about to change your life. Of course, go ahead and
Yes.
serve
That's right.
people. I still serve people. I still work as a doctor. I serve people still now. But then I think about my family also, because they need me equally. And now I am in a position where
Yes.
I can, I dictate my terms of work. And before, 2 years ago, I couldn't dictate my terms of work, because if I didn't work according to
Yes.
what my
Yes.
boss says, I will not have a job. And now I'm in a position to say, this is what I
That's
can do.
that.
Oh, but that is not convenient for us. I said, that's fine. You can, if you want, you can start advertising for somebody else. I can step down. No, 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 no. So, you're bold enough. You're bold enough to say
Yes.
this.
Yes.
I have not done now,
Yes.
not in the
Yes.
on-call rota. I don't do on-calls. I'm back home most days by 6 o'clock. I'm back home. Before and all,
That's
I've
good.
not been back
That's
home to
good.
8:39 also. There are times when I've not been back home. And it's not worth it, because there's only one
Yes.
life,
Yes.
and your children are all growing fast,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they will not even
Yes.
remember the
Yes.
things you
They
bought
need.
for them, but
They.
they will always remember the time you spent with them.
Yes, they need the parents together. This growing age is very dangerous. They need the parents' attention, parents' care. Then only they will grow in a matured way to live in this world. The so difficult this world nowadays. They need
Yeah.
parents' guidance. Yes, that
Absolutely.
is
So
where
it was
this
a
nowadays
pleasure to talk to you,
this
Saji, today.
generation
So
is, yeah, this
it
generation
was,
is perishing because parents are busy in earning money by doing 12 hours duty, by doing night and day duties. They are lacking the care for their children. I really feel so bad. That is
yeah,
where the children are going haywire.
yeah,
So in this business, they can take care of their house, they can take care of the family, have a good relationship, and also you are earning. This potential is so high in this business. It's
absolutely.
really wonderful.
Absolutely. So, like what Saji says, like the potential is really high. And if you wanted to get in touch with us, I think Saji's website is there already, and you are watching me on my page. And if you're watching replay either in Saji's page or my page later on, and if any of the things that we've actually spoken today resonates with you, please get in touch. It's
Yes,
absolutely free to check out the business, and then if you
yes,
check out and you feel this is not for you, that's fine. But what you shouldn't be doing is staying remaining in status quo, because then you will become
yes,
70 one day and realize you don't have money for the heating. And that's the
yes,
sort of
yes,
situation where I wouldn't want any of you to be in,
yes,
turning down the heating because you don't have money to pay the bill. Yeah.
yes.
So do
And
get in touch with us. It is very
yeah,
important to learn about
yes.
the passive income.
And if you are not interested, you can always introduce this to your friends who is in need of it,
Absolutely.
who is having
Absolutely.
this whatever we said, these experiences. If anybody is having, you can always recommend them this opportunity. That's why we are telling to the public, we are already having in this business good uh, uh, benefits, so we want to share our experience. That's why we are coming online, on live stream, and telling you all, so that everybody will get benefited. So
Absolutely.
take leap of
Absolutely.
faith, take leap of faith, and please log into Dr. Susie Jacob's website or my website, wherever, and be successful. That's all our
Absolutely.
advice to all the viewers.
Thank you so much, Saji, for today, and thank you all,
Yeah,
and wish you a good evening and a good morning from the
yes.
US, and a good evening from the UK. And stay blessed.
Ye-
Thank you.
yes, bye.
Bye bye.